In this lesson, we'll apply a new thinking format to the case of frog deformities, and we're going to call it the if and then thinking format. Now, recall a hypothesis is an attempt to explain something, and in the case of frogs, it was parasites cause frog limb deformities, and we said that was a form of A causing B. And we learned that to test the hypothesis, we set up experiments, and in the experiments we often have conditions that we want to compare the outcomes. So we're in one condition we're going to block A to see if B happens, and the other we're going to supply A to see if B happens. Well, the thinking format gives structure to the process of testing a hypothesis, and it's a powerful crutch or aid to thinking. Once you get the hang of it, you'll see how this works here. So the if is going to be the place where we write our hypothesis. If parasites cause deformities. Now we state the hypothesis as best we can here as a form of A causing B. Okay, so if this is true, and that's where we're going to write the experiment. We expose tadpoles to different levels of parasites. You have maybe a condition for none, no parasites, low, medium, high parasites. So the and is a description of the conditions of the experiment. The then is going to be a prediction. And a prediction is a statement about the outcome of the experiment. So tadpoles in the none condition will not get deformities, while deformities will rise as the level of exposure increases in the other groups. Now notice, this prediction is not just simply what you think might happen, but this prediction has to follow from the truth of the hypothesis and the particulars of the experiment that you do. So for the purpose of this, of making a prediction, for the purpose of this thinking format, we always assume the hypothesis is true. Right? So you take this to be true, and then you do this experiment, then there are certain predictions that should follow from the truth of this hypothesis. And that's what we write for the then. And recall, we got these results. So we got no deformities in the control condition. We got high levels of deformities. In fact, they did increase with increasing exposure to the parasites. So notice now in our thinking format, we're going to add the results. Now notice what happened here. The results were the same as what was predicted for the then. Now that's important, see, because if the results are the same as what we predicted and the prediction was based on the truth of the hypothesis, then our interpretation, our conclusion is going to be that the hypothesis is supported. Another way we might write this interpretation is to sort of restate whatever our hypothesis was. Our conclusion is that parasites do in fact cause deformities. And we should note here that if the results came out different from what we predicted, then we would not have same as predicted here. We would have some different description here of the results. If the results are different from what was predicted, then the interpretation would be the hypothesis is weakened, not supported.